You just want to go for it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a new series that I promised you guys I was working on. This is called How to Be You. And today I have a special guest and we're going to talk to him about life and things. His name is JR. Yay!
What's up? All right. Thanks for having me. It's not like I don't see you every day.
I know. I don't see you every day. I don't see you every day because you're always traveling, but thanks for being my guinea pig.
No, it's cool. At least, you get to do your first episode and we can kind of work out all the kinks and whatever we need and get the awkwardness away from you having your own podcast.
No, I'm starting it off as a series on YouTube.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
if it, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I could turn it into a podcast if it's cool.
Oh, all right.
It's so weird talking to you like this because I feel like I know all the answers already. So for this one, I wanna squeeze answers that maybe I don't even know or like other people haven't asked you about yet.
It's cool. I mean, whatever, because it's not like everyone watches my interviews, Sometimes people will learn something new, even though I've been talking about it for years, It's all good.
I mean, that's true. They ask us all the same questions.
Yeah.
This series is called How to Be You. Because, you know how in Tagalog they always say, how do we you po? How do we you po? And even for me, I am always so curious about how people are the way they are and how they find success the way they have. And you're one of those people that I really look up to. Like your career trajectory was crazy. And I can't believe I didn't even know this before I met you. So like...
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Like when was your light bulb moment for when you knew that this was going to be your career? R&B king, singer, songwriter, producer, known across the world. It's kind of like a crazy dream, but when was that for you?
Because I'm not sure if there's any moment that was a light bulb moment, because there's hats that I wear that I'm very proud of, and each of those hats I've accumulated through years of experience. It's not just like, boing, I know I'm gonna do this. But the light bulb moment for being a singer was in elementary when I sang for my graduation.
Wait, this was the song, right?
What?
The song!
What do you mean the song?
That's connected to me!
That was high school.
Oh,
this is a
high
different
school.
one.
Okay.
This is way before that because I was graduating elementary and then my teacher asked me to sing for my graduation in front of the whole school. So I did, but I didn't tell my parents. And I was just practicing, at home. I'm just always singing. They don't know I'm practicing because I'm just singing regardless, right? And then I sang It's So Hard to Say Goodbye by Boyz II Men, a cappella. And then at the end, it was like a standing ovation. Everybody was just clapping, all my friends. And I could see, I was like, wow, I feel like I can get used to this, commanding an audience with my voice. And I feel like that was a really like a light bulb moment, even not only for me, but for my parents too, because they saw the potential because I didn't even tell them, and they saw how proactive I was and I just did everything.
So you were 9?
I think so. Is that why you kept looking away? You were like counting like how old that was?
No, because I was thinking like, what was I doing at 9 years old?
I guess so, 9 years old.
What were you
That's
doing
like
at
6th
9?
grade, I guess, huh?
I mean,
9.
aside from school singing, like the typical, like what were your interests?
I remember I was in drum corps. I was playing the snare, and then they moved me up to the tritum when I was in 6th grade. And then after school, we would play soccer and sports, and not soccer, kickball and football. And at 9, I would be walking home every day after school in the heat, in the rain, in the cold for like, I don't even know how many blocks, maybe like a little under 20 blocks or something like that every day. But not in the morning. My mom would take me to school. I would be forced to be singing at all the family parties and whoever comes over, it's like, oh, JR, sing for whoever this is, like complete strangers. Like, I don't even know them, but
Did you like that? Did you like it?
I didn't. No way. We would fight. My dad would be chill, but I feel like my dad wanted to, and my mom would just be the spokesperson. Like, my dad would be like, yeah, go get him to sing. And then my mom would just be like the one enforcing it. So it was me and my mom always fighting about it because I just wanted to play, I don't want to like, it's embarrassing. It's like, I don't know these people. I'm going to sing for them. And They're telling me to do all this stuff. Sing Unchained Melody by
Like
the
hard songs
Wright brothers.
too.
But yeah, that was a light bulb moment for us, for the whole family. They were like, wow, he can sing. Yeah.
Was it a thing where you were like, this is what I'm gonna do? Or was it like, yeah, I'll do it because my mom's making me sing and there's shows here and there. Tito Bob has a band.
Yeah, it's all of the above. Because after that, my mom became a momager and she started booking me these shows. I was singing for like a Little Miss pageant competition, like these little girls that are in gowns. They're just like Little Miss Beanie or something like this. And I'd be up there singing. I remember I got paid like $100 for one song, and that was, of course, I didn't see it. Like my mom took it for groceries, but I remember I was like, wow, $100, that's cool. So because my mom got me that gig and that happened, you know, I'm kind of putting two and two together. It's like, damn, I can generate money from this, you know? So it was always that. My mom was always kind of leading me when it came to the music portion of it, the performance portion of it, like shows, because she had a network. Like she knew all the Filipino promoters and yeah.
I feel like your family's pretty tied in with the Filipino network in LA. And this was all in LA, right?
All in LA, yeah. All in LA. I'm a guy and they're very lenient, right? So if I need to go out, it's fine. And me going out would be going to the studio, would be like seeing live shows. It was just all like training for me, just being out in the world, just exploring and discovering things.
Did you have chaperones?
Nah, it was just me and my boys. First Impression would like pick me up all the time. Jimmy would pick me up after school all the time. We'd go to rehearsal. We'd do our shows, everything. We'd just do anything. We'd produce everything.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, I think so too, because it was opposite from my sister. Like they were more strict with my sister because she was a girl, but she did whatever she wanted anyway. That's why she...
Well, no, I'm saying, like, I feel like that makes such a difference because I was very sheltered. Like, I was not allowed to do anything. I was watched like a hawk. I was not allowed out ever at all. So I feel like because of that sheltered environment, it took me longer to come out of my shell, like way longer. And you had that experience already so young. And then you had your parents' support. Do you think it made a big difference that your parents were actually supportive of you? Or if they weren't as supportive and they were like, no, study this, stay in school, do like, I mean, of course you stayed in school still, but like if they weren't as supportive with the artistry side, do you think you still would have gone so hard?
Probably not. Well, I don't know. Because I've always been good at it. So it would be dumb not to focus on it, right? But it did make it easier for me that they were supportive because I could just do anything I want, even though sometimes it wasn't music related. It's like I'm just going out just to party or whatever.
It's so different with guys.
It's so different, definitely. Yeah. I used to sneak out my sister's car. Like she would go on a gig. Like she's like 17 years old, 18 years old. And then my parents would take her because, you know, they would have fun too. My parents would dance and watch my sister sing. And I'd be home alone and I'd just like sneak my sister's car and like drive it out. There would even be a club on the steering wheel and I'd still be up. For some reason, it still works.
Those like security things?
Yeah, I'd be making U-turns with that thing.
No
it
way.
doesn't work. Well, I guess maybe because my sister at the gym didn't put it on right. Because you're supposed to kind of like put it next to something that's...
Okay, so when did the whole songwriting thing happen?
Yeah, the songwriting started when I got with First Impression. They really showed me that world of songwriting, about how not only songwriting but creating for yourself and not waiting for anybody to do it for you, in terms of songwriting, making our own songs, production, making our own music tracks.
How old were you then?
I was 17 at the time, and even producing our own concerts. Like we did everything. Like we even held our own rehearsals, set up our own band rehearsals, set up our own studios. So that was a really big factor in my life, seeing all that at a young age with First Impression, and it was really cool.
Was that something where you guys all collaborated and combined your ideas, or were they already doing that and then you saw it and then you absorbed it from them?
They were already doing it, but when I came in, I just put extra fire in them, and then more stuff started happening. Like they started building studios, and then, you know, Jimmy had his studio, Alex had his studio, and more songwriting started happening because of that.
Did you think that this was a normal process, like doing all of those things on your own? Or did you have an idea that only a company, a record label, an agent, something company can help artists do that?
Oh yeah, for sure. The only reason why we were doing that was to get the label's attention, because at that time, that was the only way to get big, was through a record label. There wasn't anyone dropping mixtapes that were getting big. There was no social media where people could just blow up.
Yeah.
It was really the record labels. At that time, it was fun to go out because at any time you can get discovered, because that was the way to get big. Is like if you're singing someone and there's like a manager there or a record exec, you know, and we would go up and sing everywhere. We would go to Santa Monica and just sing a cappella and put a hat down, even though we don't have a permit. Like we would make money and just like hope that a manager would walk by, and we would have like our CD ready too. It was weird. It was exciting going out at that time because that was the Hollywood dream, you know, and that was the only way to do it. And that's what we were doing, hoping we were there at the right place at the right time.
Did you guys bump into anyone, or anyone bump into you and
Yeah, for sure. You know, I
want to
think,
co-sign you or something?
yeah, big shout out to my boy Ray Brown, Gary Brown too. Like all these people, we kind of like bumped into them in the industry. They kind of heard our singing and got impressed and wanted to help us. And because of that, our network grew more and we learned more.
See, that sounds like it's a fluke.
What do you
right?
mean? Why?
Like there's so many artists and young people trying to do the same thing. But then the fact that they came across you at a certain time doing something music related, it's like by luck. So what were you guys doing? Like, were you in the studio? Were you on the street? Were you
all of the above? But I want to talk about that, the luck part of it, because I guess you can call it luck, but at the same time, it's you have to have that feeling of knowing that you're in the right path and you're doing exactly what you need to do to get to the next level, even though if it's hard, because that's where your luck comes from. It's not because we're just waiting around anywhere. You know, we're proactive. We're out there. We're doing it. We're singing and putting our voices and our faces in shows and in front of crowds and as many people as we can. We travel out of state just to perform for free, you know, just to get out there. But that word luck, it's so like thrown around just so easily, because it's not about that 1 in a billion winning the lottery. It's like, that's so hard to get. And that's the music industry, right? It's like pretty much 1 in a billion. But like, if you're not doing anything, really nothing's going to happen. You can't just wait for it. You got to go get it. And that's your luck right there. Yeah.
That's cool that you always had that mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
That's such a big part of your personality and how you manifest all these cool things.
Yeah. Let me expand more on that too, because we're talking about mentality now, right? And I feel like my luck has come from my mentality, our mentality as the group, even, because my boys' first impression, we were all very positive all the time. Even though bad things were happening to us, people were stealing our money, we always looked at the brighter side. And because of that, we would attract our people. We would attract the right type of people that we needed to work with to get to the next level. And we would attract that type of business. We would attract that type of energy that we wanted to get because of that mentality of staying positive. Because if you just fall in that negative energy, everything, you can find negative in everything, and then that's where you're going to stay. Like we talk about this all the time. It's easier to be negative about things because that's just like the natural things that
it's just such human nature to feel bummed out and down when things don't go your way. When in actuality, you have to expect that there's going to be obstacles and challenges, right?
Yeah.
And like, that's where that phrase, nothing worth anything, comes easy, right? Because you have to go through some sort of challenge, because the challenge becomes part of your growth. And the human existence, like our human existence really, I think, is to grow and expand ourselves as human beings through all of these experiences, good or bad.
It's tough. You know, I'm so lucky that I was able to find my group First Impression, these guys, because of their mentality. They share the same mentality as me. I want to see them win. They want to see me win. When I'm winning, they're rooting me on, you know, they love it. They want more of it. When they're winning, I'm rooting them on. And that's hard to find.
It is.
That's hard to find, that people want to see you do good.
Yeah, it is. It's more prevalent to have people jealous, crab mentality, or insecurities and stuff. But I'm sure you've been around people like that too.
Yeah, of course.
Did you ever have your own insecurities?
Yeah.
Like one. Give me one example.
Well,
music related.
All music related.
Career related.
Career related. You know, a lot of the times in the music industry, in Hollywood, the artists, they're like the best looking person, you know, they're like chiseled up and all ripped up and stuff like this. And I don't find myself like that. I don't find myself all like handsome and all blah 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 whatever. So, I feel like I have to work harder for me to get people's attention. I feel like that's why I worked on my vocals so much, is because I know that I can get it to a place where it's just undeniable for people just to like, whoa, they'll just look at me through my vocals instead of my appearance,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your gold.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
your biggest treasure is your vocal cord.
For sure. I agree.
But I think you're handsome as hell. So
Thank you.
I don't know about that insecurity.
Let's talk about vocals now this time, right? Because I have worked on my vocals so much, I have gotten to a level of, where I can sing things very well. So now when it comes to songwriting, sometimes when I'm writing a song, the song and the melody isn't really that good, but because I sing it, it sounds good. And I got to be careful with that because I fall into that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a trip. It's a trip kind of dissecting that.
Wait,
because
that's so interesting. Because whenever you let me hear anything that you record, I'm like, it sounds so good. It sounds so good. Your voice is butter. Your voice is the best. But then you're right, though. Like that self-awareness that you have, that your ego isn't wrapped around it, because you can be aware that even though you can sing anything, you can sing the alphabet and happy birthday. So great.
There's another insecurity. So when I'm writing, it's like, this is not good. It just sounds good. This is not good. It takes me forever sometimes to scrap it and go back to zero again because of that.
Yeah. So what do you do to help yourself with that insecurity? Collaborate?
Collaborate. Work. Yeah, you're right. Like work with other people and learn from them. Reference other tracks that I like. Not really copy it, but, get inspiration from it.
Do you think that artists that get help with songwriting original music still, do you think that it's still authentic even if other people help them write their music?
Yeah.
Because I feel
sure.
like there's like a stigma behind if people work with songwriters or if they didn't write the entire song by themselves. That it's like, oh, you're not a real songwriter.
I mean, I know I can see how some artists could feel that way because being in a record deal, they have their whole system already and they have their producer, they have their sound engineer, they have their songwriter. And then all you got to do is just learn it and go in there and sing it, right? So, that could be a situation where you can feel like, but that's going back to a mentality of being negative though. It's like, if you're going to feel like I'm not an artist because I didn't write it. I mean, you're on this song already. You got this, it's like, look at the brighter side.
I think a lot of people that are not in music don't know about that. Like that it's okay to get collaborative help to get you a song that's really good for the people. Like a song that you love that expresses your message the way you want it to sound. And also the audience themselves can appreciate. If you had the option to get help to improve something that you started, wouldn't you want to take it?
Yeah.
It's nice to hear it from someone who's already so established and successful that you can write your own and you can also get help.
Yeah. Because you can feel all types of way with the songs that you put out. Sometimes you're just doing it because it's a good opportunity, but you don't really like the song, So I feel like if you're an artist and you're creating, like just create it. Even if you don't like it, create it because you're going to learn something and you're developing your own sound. Don't be afraid of like, oh, it's going to be up online and everyone's going to think that that's my sound now. Like, don't even think that. Like, there's a growth. Like, I mean, if you look at Post Malone, his career trajectory, his songs now are cool. Like, he's platinum, double platinum, triple platinum. But if you go back, he's putting out these songs that are fetal, It's like in his early career, but they're going back to it and people are still liking it and they understand the process. They're not thinking like, oh, that's Post Malone, Like, don't be afraid of that. Do everything. And because of that, you're going to grow. You develop your own sound. And then at the end of the day, down the line, you're going to be making some really cool stuff. You just got to keep at it. Yeah.
That's true. That's the consistency factor, right?
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. Like putting a song together is a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap if you're getting like the best people. Not cheap.
Why do you think you learn so much, right?
Exactly. Because it's like you're putting in hard-earned money into a project that you don't know where it's going to go, but you have the faith in yourself that it's going to do something.
Yeah.
Whether it's teaching you a lesson.
Yeah. You got to believe in yourself, invest in yourself, or else nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. That's cool. It's just trippy that I can talk to you like this, like anytime.
We talk about this every day.
It just so happens the camera's on, but like,
No, it's cool because a lot of the stuff we talk about on a regular, like people should hear about it because we have really serious, deep conversations about the industry, and
We do.
and we're in the industry, so it's a lot of good insight for these upcoming artists to hear and get info from us.
Yeah.
Let me talk a little bit more about how you develop your sound, because I feel like I'm still in that phase of developing a sound, my sound as an artist. Like through the years, I feel like I'm maturing, and then I feel like I'll get a bit younger and I'll mature a bit more. It just kind of like fluctuates because my taste in R&B and music in general is always changing, right? So I want to talk about this new song that I have right now. It's called Scening with Dianella. And I'm so proud of it because after 2.5 weeks, it's already, or less than 2.5 weeks, it's already 3 million on Spotify. And thank you. I'm so excited about it. And it brought up my monthly listeners to 1.2 million monthly listeners. And that's the most I've ever had. And I want to talk about that a little bit because of what we were talking about, how you have to be consistent. And I have proven it because I'm consistent with my music. I've released so many other singles throughout the years, collabs, singles. It's hard because not all of them get millions of streams. Not all of them even get 500,000 streams. Sometimes it's just like 100,000 streams or whatever, or 10,000 streams only. It gets disheartening because like what you said, we put in money, we put in time, it's ourself that we put in the song. But the persistence, if we keep doing it, I kept doing it, and I'm at this point where I just released this 3 million one. But not only that, but because I have such a fire under my ass, I'm like collabing with all these other people, and I have so many cool songs in my vault right now that I'm so excited to release that I know is going to be as successful as the Dianella song, Scening. And I'm very proud to talk about this because I want to encourage other artists to really go for it, to really keep going, invest in yourself, because I'm doing that. I'm not messing with any major labels. We're doing everything independent for more than a decade already. And we're here. We're still here living, creating the music that we love, and we're still going. I'm so excited about it. I don't even know how to explain my feeling right now. Do you get what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can feel it. Like your energy is hitting me, and it's almost like you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Your story is inspiring, especially to independent artists, because you've experienced major, right? Like the works. And then you are experiencing or have been experiencing independent. Both sides come with different sets of challenges, right?
Yes.
And it's almost like you've gone so long being independent that it's better for you in the long run because you own everything.
I do. Yes, pretty much. And we should close with this for artists, because the business side is what you really need to take care of. Yeah, the creativity is great, but that's the fun side. And that's like the best side of it. But without the business, you can't get that creativity out.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that your business is correct. Make sure that if you wrote your song, you have your publishing. If you're an artist on the track and it's your voice, you have your percentage. You have to make sure that you sign up with all your writers guilds, with either BMI or ASCAP or PhilsCap, even in the Philippines. All your PROs, make sure you sign up all your songs. Get all the writers of the songs, publishing information in their name. Make sure to submit it. All of that. You need to have your business intact because you can get paid from this. This is our passive income as artists, and this is how we eat. So get your business right. That's what you really need to do.
Like not a lot of people talk about the business side. It's always about, how did you write the song? What was your inspiration?
Yeah.
Like the business side is half the battle.
Yeah.
And I've learned the business side through you. Honestly, like I didn't know anything about the business side when I started working with other people that also have experiences going from major or like a pub deal to a record deal to like independent. They're all talking about the same things of getting your business sorted. And it's not even that hard. It's just admin work. It's annoying. Yeah. It's tedious. So like, what would be the easiest way to do that, right? Do you have like a notebook or like a document where you put all the names of your people on there?
No.
Like your notes app or something?
Actually, yeah, now I do. but it's
Because
so
like,
scattered.
but then that's
It's so
like the
scattered.
easiest way to start that, right?
Yeah.
Is literally every time you collab or work with someone, like get their information already.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just have it saved somewhere.
True. That would be the best way to do it. I don't do it that way though. Mine is so scattered.
I
It's
think mine is scattered.
it's like
Talking about organizing, but like mine is also scattered.
it's like an organized chaos, seriously. But I got my business on right. You got to make sure if you do a song, you know your percentages, you know the paperwork, because if you don't, the label or whatever outfit that you're working with, they're gonna automatically take that publishing
Yeah.
without even asking you because it's under theirs, you know. Just yesterday I was having an email, I was like, no, we didn't sign any paperwork for the publishing, but I'm willing to split 50-50 just because, you know, just so we can settle it. It's fine. You know, I don't mind.
I
But
feel like that conversation is also a sensitive one sometimes. Like you don't really have that closeness or that rapport, but it shouldn't even be. It should be standard protocol. Like it should be like saying, "Hey, how are you?"
yeah.
Like it should be as comfortable a conversation as that.
Exactly. Yeah, well, it's pretty standard in the industry because once you know, you know. So let's say if I'm an artist and I'm talking to a producer, once you talk about, hey, you know, I love the song. At the end of the session, of course, I love the song. Let's just figure out the splits and, you know, we're good to go. So we can just submit everything. And, you know, once you hear that kind of lingo, if you know your business, that's like easy for you to, all right, cool. You know, let's just email each other or even right then and there, you can just write it down and be like, look, I wrote the chorus. Why don't we just split it down the half? Or if you wrote just a little bit, just be like, can I just get 25%, you know, and you guys keep the rest of it. So it's just a matter of talking, like,
Just
don't be shy.
communicate.
Yeah, just communicate.
Yeah.
You really have to like own that aura of business. Like you really have to like let them feel it. Like, you know what you're talking about, even if you don't, you know, but just be like, you know, let's work out the business side. That's it. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really good advice though. Because it can be intimidating if it's like your first time or kind of new to doing it for the business, not just creating to be an artist.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, it's intimidating, especially if you're working with someone who's like bigger,
Yeah. You don't even have a catalog yet and
yeah.
you're starting out.
right? That's
But-
always intimidating.
Yeah. But you got to do it.
You're touching a lot about being positive and like all the good stuff, right? But it does happen that you get fucked over by people in the industry or in music or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
Why is that inevitable?
It's inevitable. There's this thing where we just call it, you just pay your dues in the industry. I feel like that's just life in general. You got to pay your dues in any sector of business you're in. Music, acting, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you got to pay your dues. And remember we were talking about earlier, it's easier to be negative. And unfortunately, that's just the world, you know, there's more negativity in the world. So we always just got to expect that it's going to happen, even though that we're positive, you know, and a lot of these people, they just want to get one up on you. A lot of these people, you know, and because they're trying to eat too. Times is hard, you know, everything's expensive. And sometimes people are talented in kind of just tricking people to get money. So we just really have to be on guard.
How do you shift so fast? Like from being like, oh, like they took my money, or like they're not responding to me, or they're not sending me what I asked them for. You're so patient and you're so good with taking the higher road all the time, and you maintain these relationships, even though sometimes people are categorized as like they have certain red flags and you might have to be careful with them. I don't really see you like burning bridges at all, even if they've already like attempted to burn a bridge with you.
Yeah. Well, I've been in the industry for 20 years now, 2 decades, and I've experienced enough to know that I don't have to worry about things, because sometimes worrying is just like, that's the worst part of the situation. Like, you're just creating all these things in your head. I can complain. I can be in my own head of like, I'm not going to get this money anymore. And I can break the bridge, or I can wait. And I did wait. And then because I did, and they saw how patient I was, they renewed me again for another 2-3 years, and I got paid times 2, times 3 more. But if I would have just like broken my patience, and I would have been like, where's my money? I've already done the work. Like, this is so unprofessional of you. It's been 1 year. They would have never renewed me at all anymore. Even for little situations, little things, like when I'm at a live show and the security guy is not doing his job and there's so many people coming in and out of the room and I'm trying to get ready. It's like 30 minutes before the show. I'm trying to get ready, trying to get in my zen. But people keep coming in. It's like inside, yeah, I get kind of phased, but I've been in the industry long enough to know you should not break your patience, because the way I see it, I'm just happy to be there. I'm getting paid. Like I'm about to sing an hour and get my money, and these people are so happy to see me that they're breaking in my dressing room right now. If I break my patience, I'm gonna have a hard time with my fans because they're gonna see me pissed right before I sing. Even it's gonna turn them off. It's gonna get back to the producers. It's gonna get back to that community. They're not gonna want me anymore. And I have experienced that stuff with other artists. I see that with other artists. So it's about experience. You can't just have it right away. You grow into it.
Yeah.
But at least in the beginning, you should have a goal of you want to be positive, so then you can get there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the most important. Like, I feel like the theme of this whole conversation is the way you choose to react in the world is how the world or the universe will bring those blessings back to you. So if you choose to be like grumpy and negative, then you'll like experience more of it.
That's
And
very
then
well put.
if you choose to be positive and like patient, just be happy to be alive and like doing your thing, then it's gonna open more doors. And it's not like direct, right?
Yeah.
I always find this fascinating because sometimes like what you put out in the world is not gonna come back to you the exact way you put it out. It'll come back to you in other ways that you don't even expect.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the whole beauty of life, right? Of living this adventurous life that we're all trying to discover every day.
Yeah, that's why my favorite saying is what goes around comes around, like in everything.
That's a really good note to end this thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Congrats. Your first episode.
Yeah, I love it. No, but even without the cameras, I love talking to you like this.
Thanks, boo.
And even with my friends and other people, like when we get to talk about meaningful things that'll either inspire me or them, or like you'll have like a good takeaway, I feel like it's worth the conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's nice. So I wanted to share it with other people that are so either subscribed to me already or maybe new people that just found my channel.
Yeah, yeah.
So thank you
You're
for
welcome.
gracing my channel.
Hope you guys got a little some little gems for me. If you want to ask any questions, just type it in the comments and I'll be up in there. I'll be checking. I'll be answering them too,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you come back?
Of course.
Can you come back? Because we have so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
This is
Let's
just
do it.
like a little
This is fun.
like capsule of all of who you are.
Yeah, whatever we get into, let's just talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Love you.
Yay! Thanks everybody for watching. That was such a fun episode. If you like this video, if you like this series, please comment below, leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll bring more of this kind of content to you guys. See you next time.